It's the middle of February, so I'm well overdue for a quick whip around January's projects. I had this quilt I was making for my niece. It ended up turning out so cute. I did it improv style with big patches of fabric. I had a bit of a design to start with that square in the center that I've wanted to feature the dragons, and then added the squares around the side. And then I added across the side a bit. It was slow going to start with, and I actually ended up nothing like this bit down here. I didn't do those geese at all, but I was really happy with how it turned out. We also got spoilt. My daughter did some baking. She made all of these things, including those croissants from scratch. So yummy. My big project for January was working on my travel album. You can find the flip through of that and a craft with me video on my channel. My focus for January was photography, so I was taking a photo every day, plus finishing this album and catching up on some of my slip-in albums where I'm catching up on previous years, and it felt so good to be ticking jobs off my list, as well as being back behind the camera. Being holidays, we took some road trips, and I cast on a pair of socks because they are just one of my favorite easy grab and go projects, especially for something like this. As you can see, my youngest son is sitting next to me. I got relegated to the back seat, and so there's not a lot of space, and the socks are ideal for that. So I got that cast on. We went for a bit of a walk. It was quite hot, but we didn't have to go far to find beautiful outlooks and fabulous falls to look at. So this was just such a lovely day out. And then we ended up going for lunch as well. So it was just nice to get out of the house and go do something a little bit different. And then the long weekend was coming at the end of the month, and of course, a long weekend is not a long weekend without a challenge. So the minister and I, my podcast partner, we decided to do a zine challenge. So I made up my zine ready for the long weekend. It was an interesting creative exercise. I used an A3 sheet of watercolor paper, which then folded down into A6 as a finished booklet to be working in. And a month into the year, this is actually our second challenge like this, and I'm slowly getting a handle on how my current style translates into these kind of journals, especially in a stream of consciousness style, which worked really well over New Year's. It was a little bit trickier over the Australia Day long weekend, but I think in the end I came up with a zine that I was happy with. But most importantly, I had something creative to focus on over the long weekend and to continue working on in what can be a generally pretty busy time. And over the long weekend, we also went out and went sunflower picking, which was really fun with the kids, pizza for lunch, just a lovely day out. And then my other big project was Project Life. It's a bit late in the month to be getting started, but better late than never. And so I started with my title page. It took me a little bit to get back in the groove, but it was fun to be playing with these supplies that have been neglected for so long. I am now 6 weeks into the project. I am working on it every Sunday. I feel like I'm getting a decent rhythm, and I'm really happy with how it's coming together. And most importantly, I'm enjoying memory keeping again for the first time in so long since I have done this as my main creative output. Of course, no craft room adventure is complete without the cat inserting herself. That has been January in the craft room. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this peek, and I'll be back soon with another video.